Have you ever felt overlooked because of your age? Like people see your youth and automatically doubt your wisdom, your potential, or your calling. Maybe you've heard things like, "You're too young to understand. You don't have enough experience. Wait until you're older." And deep down, you start to wonder, maybe they're right. Maybe I'm not ready. Maybe God will use me later, just not now. But what if that's a lie the enemy planted to delay your purpose? What if your age isn't a limitation? What if it's your launch point? Because here's the truth. When God places a calling on your life, He doesn't check your age, your resume, or your reputation. He looks at your heart. He called David when he was a teenager tending sheep. He called Mary when she was young and overlooked. He called Jeremiah and told him, "Do not say, 'I am too young.'" If you're breathing right now, God can use you right now. Don't let your age make you silent. Don't let people's opinions make you shrink back. And don't let discouragement dim your light. Because the enemy knows something powerful. If he can get you to doubt yourself early, he can delay what God designed for you eternally. But the same God who said, "Let there be light," is speaking over you right now. Let your light shine. Matthew 5:14-16 says, "You are the light of the world. A city set on a hill cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp and put it under a bowl. Instead, they put it on its stand, and it gives light to everyone in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven." You are the light. You don't have to wait until you're older, wiser, or perfect. You just have to shine. Main message, 4 powerful truths. Point 1, God can use you. Right now, let's go back to Jeremiah 1:6-8. Then I said, "Alas, sovereign Lord, I do not know how to speak. I am too young." But the Lord said to me, "Do not say, 'I am too young.' You must go to everyone I send you to and say whatever I command you. Do not be afraid of them, for I am with you and will rescue you, declares the Lord." Jeremiah tried to use his youth as an excuse. God rejected it immediately. Why? Because God doesn't see age. He sees availability. If you're willing, He's ready. David wasn't the oldest brother. He wasn't trained in war, yet God chose him to face Goliath when everyone else was too afraid. Why? Because David had a heart that trusted God, not his own strength. When Samuel came to anoint the next king, he almost overlooked David because of his youth. But God said, "Man looks at the outward appearance, but the Lord looks at the heart." 1 Samuel 16:7. So maybe right now you feel small, unseen, or unqualified, but God specializes in using what the world overlooks. Gideon said, "I'm the weakest in my family." Moses said, "I can't speak well." Jeremiah said, "I'm too young." And God said to every single one of them, "I am with you." So if you've been discouraged by your youth, remember this. God doesn't wait for you to be older to use you. He uses your obedience to shape you. Point 2, don't let discouragement dim your light. Discouragement is one of the enemy's most effective tools, especially when you're young and just starting to grow in faith, purpose, or calling. He'll whisper things like, "Nobody's listening. You're wasting your time. You're not as gifted as them." But let me remind you, you don't need to be seen by everyone to be chosen by God. Even Jesus wasn't publicly recognized for 30 years, but he was faithful long before he was famous. If you're being faithful in small places, God is preparing you for greater spaces. The Apostle Paul told Timothy in 1 Timothy 4:12, Don't let anyone look down on you because you are young, but set an example for the believers in speech, in conduct, in love, in faith, and in purity. Paul didn't say, wait until you're older. He said, be the example now. That means the way you live, the way you speak, the way you love, and the way you carry yourself can inspire others to follow Christ. Even if no one claps for you, even if no one validates you, even if no one believes in you yet, you keep shining. Because when the world tries to dim your light, it's proof that your light is working. Darkness only fights what threatens it. Point 3, God gives you light for a reason. God didn't put his light in you by accident. Ephesians 2:10 says, "For we are God's masterpiece, created in Christ Jesus to do good works, which God prepared in advance for us to do." You were handcrafted for purpose. God placed his spirit in you, not to hide it, but to display it. Some people will try to make you feel like you're too much, too passionate, too spiritual, too loud about your faith. Don't apologize for being bright. When God gives you light, it's meant to shine in dark places. Your light can be your kindness when others are cruel. Your light can be your purity in a world that glorifies sin. Your light can be your peace when others panic. Your light can be your consistency when others quit. And here's the truth. You never know who your light is helping. Someone might be watching you quietly, learning from your example, being inspired by your faith, being strengthened by your endurance. So when you feel like nobody notices your obedience, God does. When you feel like your small acts of faith don't matter, they do. Jesus said in Matthew 5:16, "Let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven." Your light isn't about you, it's about pointing others to him. Point 4, keep shining even when it's hard. Here's what no one tells you. Sometimes shining is painful. Sometimes your light will make others uncomfortable. Sometimes people will mock your faith. Sometimes you'll feel alone, misunderstood, or rejected for choosing God over the world. But listen to this. The brighter the light, the more visible the opposition. John 1:5 says, "The light shines in the darkness, and the darkness has not overcome it." That means no matter how dark it gets around you, the darkness can't put out what God put in you. You might be the only one in your friend group living for Christ. Shine anyway. You might be the only one in your school choosing purity. Shine anyway. You might be the only one in your family praying consistently. Shine anyway. Because one light can break through 1,000 shadows. Daniel was a teenager when he stood firm in Babylon. He refused to bow, refused to blend in, and God elevated him above everyone else. Your light might not get applause now, but it's making an eternal difference. Don't be discouraged if your light feels small. A candle still breaks darkness. You were born to shine. So don't be discouraged by your age. Don't compare your start to someone else's middle. Don't hide what God put in you just to make others comfortable. You are the light of the world. You are chosen, anointed, and appointed for this generation. You don't need to wait until you're older to start walking in purpose. You just need to start walking now. Maybe you feel too young, too unqualified, too insecure. But God says, I am with you. That's enough. Let your faith be bold. Let your voice be loud. Let your love be pure. Shine when it's easy. Shine when it's hard. Shine when no one else does. Because one day, someone will say, I kept going because I saw your light. And that's what it's all about. Not shining for attention, but shining for transformation. So today, stop doubting yourself. Stop dimming your light. Stop waiting for the perfect time. This is your time. This is your season. This is your light. Matthew 5:16. Let your light shine before others, that they may see your good deeds and glorify your Father in heaven. You don't need permission to shine. You already have a command. So go, be bold, be bright, be who God called you to be, because when you shine your light at a young age, you don't just change your future, you inspire a generation.